Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm basically trying to chill out from a day that was bad. And it's several days that were bad. And this one, I have a character that I was going through similar things. About the series I'm writing. And this is about healthcare, and I'd already made a video trying to explain it. I was just still so upset. I was then, I am now, and the stress is the last thing I need. But this doctor's office seems to think it's funny, actually laughing, because they're stressing me out more. I am not kidding. I'm not. Oh my goodness. As soon as I get my medications from there, yeah, I think I'll be calling and saying I demand to speak to the doctor. Can't see the doctor for some reason. Can't even speak to the doctor. Do they have a doctor? I question it. I really am curious. Anyway, if I put that video up first, it's like, I don't know how many times they have moved their office within the last year. Several times. Several. And there's something weird about that. It's also something weird that I haven't been able to speak to the doctor. And what I do see is a bunch of adult mean girls, if you can call them that. Some of them are really, really young. And only one of them is not. But anyway, today I'm supposed to have a telemed appointment for a follow-up on my blood work. Well, they put me through about 30 minutes of BS. Okay, they don't call. They're supposed to call. I had to call. 5 times I had to call to finally reach one. I'm not kidding. One of the phone numbers was disconnected. They just moved again. And, wow. So, finally I speak to one. She puts me on hold for a while, past my appointment, and then she says she's going to transfer me. That one says she's going to have to transfer me to another one. I'm like, wait. When they called me yesterday telling me they had to make an appointment for today, so why can't you tell me then? Now I'm 58 years old. A couple of days from now I'll be 59. I have never, ever had a doctor's office do this crap. You call me, because they want to charge for the follow-up visit. And I said, you don't charge for follow-up visits. And you're not just supposed to charge for those. Well, it's a visit. It's a follow-up visit. But they still do. Anyway, I'm going all over the place again today because there's so much to this. It's unbelievable the amount of stress they put me under today. Just today and yesterday. When I'm sitting in the office, I go in the office and the front desk clerk who is not wearing anything over her face tells the other ones about her symptoms. Oh my God, they're so... I'm not nervous laughing this time. I'm pretty angry, pretty upset with this, pretty much, big time. But today, it was just, when she finally hooked me to this really young girl. I mean, she had a baby talk. I mean, she was baby talking. It seemed like her normal voice. And she told me she was going to hook me to somebody else, and I'd have to wait. Because whichever one, they don't state, she was with another patient. I said, well, wait a minute. My appointment was at noon. And yes, remember how old I am. I've seen plenty of doctors and all that. But no, this one, no. Okay. And I know, I worked in doctor's offices. I know how I can go. But they were playing. They were playing. I'm not, because then she thought she put me on hold. And she and the front desk woman had a little laugh. And then until the front desk woman, who's around my age, she's the only one around my age, she said, she's not on hold. Yeah, think about it. I was not happy. And I'm not a demanding person. I would have been so nice, so very nice. And so then she says, well, you're going to have to call back in 10 minutes. You hear this, right? So I call back in 10 minutes, and they go through the same kind of thing all over again. Finally, this time I get to actually speak to someone. She just says she's one of the healthcare providers there. No title. Which one? Which kind? Come on, let me know. And she immediately starts talking over me because I want to ask questions. She's telling me my results. Then she says, well, I can plug these. We have this thing now on our computer, and we can plug in these numbers and let you know something. Okay? And I said, I don't want to know. I don't want to know that right now. I had already explained to them yesterday, before yesterday, day before, that I'm experiencing a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and no. So I told her that, and I said, I don't need to hear that right now. I can get that information another time. And, it wasn't anything bad because she was telling me my results, and she already told me those. But she wanted to push it, and I said, I do not want to hear those. And I explained to her why I cannot handle that stress right now. And so what does she do? She immediately goes into telling me. And I said, and then she just keeps talking. I try to say something, she'll interrupt me. And she interrupted me. And finally I said, listen, I had to say that more than once. Let me speak. And so I said, did you really tell me those results? She was blabbering off like you wouldn't believe. To something I told you I did not want to hear at this moment, and told you why? I was ticked by this time. I wasn't even that strong. She said, well, a good healthcare professional will. I said, no. I said no. I did not want to hear those. Well, and then she goes on around stuff, and I'm like, oh boy. Good thing I've been making videos for how many years now? 8 years. So I had video recorded it. You betcha. You bet you I did. And Adam was like, you really did that? I said, of course I did. Because I knew what I was about to deal with. And all I want to do is get my medications from there and then make some phone calls to the appropriate medical people associated with some of the things that they're doing wrong. And I probably won't, but I should. I should. You don't have a patient come in just to draw blood and sit there and talk about your symptoms. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially this one who's had already spoken to them the day before and told them, because there was something else involved. I think I put it in that video. But you're going to do that. I mean, if not, then if not, it's just, oh my goodness. I could get paranoid, or I could be suspicious, or I could know what the world I'm talking about because I saw their faces. I saw their voices. Heard their voices. Saw how they behaved. Bunch of mean girls. This is not uncommon where I live. And I am not the only person who has had problems. But then today to do that, and let me tell you, when they did all that to me, I tested my blood pressure. She told me I needed to test my blood pressure. And then the blood pressure, a little machine, whatever it is, I knew it was going to be sky high because it wouldn't even do it. It buffed it up 4 times. I've never had that happen, ever. I don't know if it does it 2 or 3, it's going to be elevated. If it does it 4, it's going to be skyrocketing. And they were putting me through this crap. And I'm telling this woman, I don't want to, I didn't say it that way. I said, I don't want to hear that right now. And then I told her why, with the stress and all that I've been through. She does it anyway. She's probably all of like 25 to 25 years old. Somewhere in there. She's yet another one that had that really, and I've actually met most of them. And I can't imagine any of the ones let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 5 of them, and they're probably all less than 25 years old. Okay. I think they need to go back to school, is my opinion on all of this. It's all my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm just kind of doubting that. And, oh my gosh, I've been stressed out since. And before I came out here, I tested again. Tried to test it, and it went up to 3. You know, buff it up more. Just very stressful what I've had to deal with them. So I'm going to go back to another one that I've actually only done telemed with them, and that was in 2020. And they had the doctor and nurse practitioner that were there, they quit because of 2020. And so they brought on this young one. Those were the ones that kept me waiting all day for a telemed appointment. From morning was my appointment. They had me wait until the end of it. But this time I'm going to be in person. I'm telling you, this stuff is calm in here. And I remember when I grew up, it was like that back then. You didn't make appointments. You went and sat in the doctor's office and you waited all day. But when you have an appointment, like I said, I've worked in doctor's, surgeon's office and such. And when a person has an appointment, yeah, you might be delayed a few minutes, but you're not delayed all day. I want to move out of a city, period. I want to move away from cold people. Or do they exist anymore that'll be working? That they're not sitting there. Apparently she just couldn't hear me, because the second time I told her like this, you know, that I did not, and then she went into detail about it. I was like, oh my God. Plus, what she was telling me, I'm going like, okay, I don't think she can actually understand apparently they just got this, whatever it is they could use. Because I was saying, well, wait a minute, you're talking percentages. And, you know, like, say something is 100% would be bad, and they're talking about the single digits is what yours is, which would be good, but they're still going to say it's high. Hey, I went to one doctor's office that was actually in Dallas years ago. And there were these two shorter than I, because I'm very tall, young women who were in training. They didn't call them interns, they called them externs. Okay, because, you know, yeah. Anyway. And they were in training, and they measured my height on one of those weight machines, you know. And it was all weird. And they told me my height, and my height was shorter than both of them, what they read on it. I said, what's your height? And I said, you need to measure that again. That's wrong. And they're both shorter than me. Remember that. And I'm tall. I'm a tall woman. And they, you know, one of them said, I know you're taller than me, but that's what it says, so that's what we have to write down. And the other one says, yeah, we have to write it down. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so even though they could see that I'm taller than both of them, they're going to write down that I'm shorter than both of them. I'll put it in those terms. Not the brightest bulbs in the chandelier. And these are in the healthcare. Yeah. Okay, I want to make that clear. Not all, of course. You know, I never say all or none. But these that I've run across that I'm talking about have done some not so bright things. No, really not so bright things. But this today, that was definitely overstepping boundaries when the patient says no. And you just, because out of your own interest, your own, however you feel about it, you're going to say go. The patient says no, you say go. No, that's not how it works. It's not provider-centered, it's patient-centered. But they don't know that. So, yeah, I did not need more stress on top of everything. And really, you know, if I could calm down enough, I mean, I'm stressed out already, so adding more to it is not helping. And I've even tried somewhat meditation, which is I don't really do, to calm myself down. I took I take it PRN. I call them chill pills. It's doctor prescribed, by the way. It's for anxiety. And had to do that to try to calm myself down. And it's not really working yet. So, all because of what? It's all about them. What type is that? But I've also, oh my goodness, it was unbelievable. Just let me step up, you know, I'm just going to step over all your boundaries. And I'm going to tell you stuff that is false, is wrong. Okay, you know, I have this health condition with my adrenal, and they have the images, they know the scores of what they should. But I have a feeling they don't do things like look at the chart. And they don't really say what they are. They just, one of the healthcare providers. Right. Which one? They can just run with it. They run away. They avoid the questions. They're not going to answer. They're not going to, oh my God. Really, oh my goodness. It's just, hopefully just being able to babble about this will help me to chill. You know, I used to say that, quite often I've said in the past, that this is my pressure release valve. I think I've basically not been doing it, not been making videos, except today I made some, trying to chill, really. From my experience yesterday, the day before, then later on, the day before, then yesterday, then the morning, then that afternoon, then today, just all that time, just so stressed out because I'd already been stressed out, and then they added more to it. Even when I told the woman I spoke to on the phone, oh my goodness, having to try to just calm myself by just pressure release valve. Oh, that's the oh my goodness. But I wonder if other people have been through this. I know in my lifetime, it's a lot of years, my friends. A lot of places I've lived. I've not just lived in Texas. I've lived in other states. I've traveled a lot. And I'm talking road trips, stopping places, staying places, meet a lot of people from different states. Especially those times I lived in Florida and California and many points in between. Being a sociologist, I met a lot of people, got to know a lot of people. Never, ever seen anything like here. When it comes to what it had the reputation of when I first heard about it, like 30-something years ago. Narcissism. Can you imagine someone like me living in what I call, you know, it's not everybody, remember, but Narcissism-Ville, it's thick. It's really thick. Like I've said before, I can go 10 miles out of here, 10.5 actually, to a particular place. It's a different world. It's just a different world. It's a more normal world. It's not everybody, practically, basically, anybody, you know, if you're in a place of business, you are supposed to be quiet. You are interrupting them, what they need to do, like text somebody, or at least be texting them in their minds, or chit-chatting with one another, the other employees. You know, whatever the boss said they must do, they want to get that over with, and then they can go around listening to music way too high, way inappropriate. Shall I go on? But I must be a Karen because I I say, no, that's not right. Or just be spoken to. You're paying for the service. You're the patient going to the doctor, but you are not allowed to speak. And believe me when I say they let that known. Yes, I make videos and I am speaking on videos, but in person, I believe in, they say something, I have a question, I ask a question, they answer, we move on. I had a professor that, she was actually my mentor, and she, basically when it came down to it, was what it is I ask a question, I wait for the answer, they're finished speaking, I ask another one, and move on. You see, it's not like, let's just sit there and linger, and, if I have questions to ask, something professional. But with them, it's, you shut up. We're going to tell you, it's going to be wrapped up in 2 minutes, and that's it. This is the kind of attitude. I want to move out of here. I really want to move. I don't want to deal with this kind of stuff anymore in my life. How much more life am I going to have if I'm constantly stressed out? Because I live around a bunch of, not all, but you know what does that mean? That actually what I first heard was that people here had a high sense of entitlement, and one had a reputation. One of the things that they people said about it, and it was basically the reputation of people, and all around what it means is narcissism, narcissistic behaviors, narcissistic attitudes. It's all about them, each individual. They on the road, they do this, they do that. It gets deeper, trust me. But anyway, now me, on my side, I have lately been thinking that I have become far too much of a wimp. I'm a Texan. Okay, not all Texans do this. Not all Texans have this attitude. Where I grew up, if you didn't just say, now you listen, you sit down and you shut up and you listen like this, yeah, and that kind of attitude, you're a wimp. If somebody's trying to be smart, asked to you, then that's how it is. And talk down to you and treat you like you're insignificant and they run the show and all that. And when it's a place of business, or anybody, it doesn't matter. You don't be a wimp. You take them down. Yeah, that's where I grew up. That's how it is. You take them down. I don't mean physically. I don't mean it illegally. But you take them down. You don't allow it. But I really do think I could be. Maybe in some ways, in some situations, I was always a wimp. But when it comes to my health care, I need to get things done and all that. I don't have time. It stresses me out. Appointments, doctors or dentists, these things, because of my panic disorder, they will stress me out so bad. Plus, knowing what I'm going to face when I go in there is a bunch of mean girls. Adult mean girls, if we can call them adults. To me, an adult is not someone just because their age, really, is to some extent. Yes, you are an adult when you turn 18 in the United States, but let's talk maturity. Maybe I should put it that way. They certainly aren't. But yeah, I feel like I have become too much of a wimp. There are some things that I needlessly, I shouldn't be worried about. I really should not be worried about. And I'll give an example. Putting up videos. I have uploaded plenty of videos, and I'm just not making them public because I want to go through them and listen to them and then put in all the tags and all that kind of stuff. Why? My videos don't get watched anyway, so I stress myself out. But part of it is I don't, like I could go somewhere and I can make several videos on my trip, wherever it is, just like the first day of drive, the drive vlog it. And I'm drive vlogging it, making different videos. I can upload them one day and make them all public, but it's just not in me. And I don't like that because I want to go through each one and listen to it, and this is so silly. I don't like that about me. I really don't like it about me. Okay, some way I feel like, part of that is the stress on top of it all. But that hasn't been the stress lately. Not at all. But that's my other stress before. Lately it's just been this freaking this runaround that they do, that is insanity. Okay? If you have a doctor's visit, you call, you make, or while you're there, you make an appointment. Okay? Then they send you a text or they call or, whatever to remind you of your appointment. You go, you have your appointment. You do your blood test. Doctors I've been to lately, they have in-house. You do your blood work there. Okay, so you don't have to go running off and find some other place and all that. And they stay in one office. This is usual, what I've seen. They're in one office. You don't have to keep, checking the map out, trying to find the new building and looking at it, saying, where would this be in there? There's no, what do they call them? It's like a map. But you just got to try to figure out where they're located in all these big bunches of, every time you have an appointment. But no, what it should be, what it has always been for me, you go to your doctor's appointment, you do everything while you're there. They had reminded you, you go, you do it, you schedule for the next appointment. They call with your blood work test whenever they come in, results. That's it. Not with this place. There are going to be several phone calls. There are going to be several steps in all of it. Several steps. Come on, really? Really? I can remember a time you just go into the doctor's office, get seen, and go home. Oh my God. No, this is going to be several steps, and they want to make extra money along the way. Yeah. That sound was me putting up my hair. Oh, in a scrunchie. But anyway, man, I'm just amazed by what some people put other people through. And they don't care. Like the front desk clerk sitting there, she's around my age, nothing across her face, but she's talking about her symptoms and loud enough. Okay. And part of the video, if I actually said that in that first part, I didn't say that, I think. But no, that's what it was. Yeah. Don't care. That's a doctor's office. Supposedly. Where's the doctor? I don't know. Never seen the doctor. Heard a voice once. I guess it was her. She was the one who wrote, supposedly wrote the prescriptions. Didn't know her name. And I'm serious. Asking, they're not going to pause long enough. They're not going to hear this. I'm so glad I have it on, like I said, video recorded, because she would just speak over me. Seriously, who does that? Who speaks over people? What kind of person does? Several, but yeah, let's think about it. Have I got it all out of me? I don't even know what channel I'm going to put this on. But I really needed to chill. This is like a, real mature on this. I call it my chill mobile. But at the same time, I mean it. I come here, I sit, I make videos, and it helps me to chill out. When I face so much of this crap, just on a regular basis. And I'm telling you, during 2020 and part of 2021, when I was at home so much, my blood pressure was so low and so good. I'm talking 100 over 50, 55, which is kind of low. Yeah, but once I started having to deal with, it's high. Yeah. We decided we're not going to be going places before this, just like... Plus, I can't go anywhere because if she's sitting there talking about her symptoms, I had just been standing there talking to her because she needed to get my credit card. So, I read all the guidelines for the updated ones, the more recent ones, and I'm not going anywhere. Wow. Although I have all three and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's just sickening what people are like. Some people are so sickening and disgusting. And I really, seriously, I really need to say, screw it all. Just, that's just a laughter, because me saying that way, just screw it all. That makes me laugh. It just does. It's just not my norm. But yeah, and say, you know, if I make some of the stupidest videos or just rambling, what did I call it? Bamble. I can't even remember. But once I start laughing, I'm starting to feel better. But I do have a little bit of a headache. That's not good, is it? I'm thinking headache because my blood pressure, but could it be because 2 days ago, no, nothing over her face, and I walk away and she starts talking about her symptoms to people in the back. Wow. Man, I'm telling you. Oh, man. But anyway, I think I'm just going to start making all those videos. At one point, I think it was around 70 or something like that, give or take, videos that I had made. And I have different channels because I do different, you know, like I said, storylines on different channels. And made, uploaded, but never did anything with. And then I got it down to 50 something. I remember when I thought it was too much when I had like 10, you know. I think the highest I got was that one, around 70 something. It could be back up there now. And then some of my videos that I make, seriously, some of the videos I make them and I really feel it. You know, these are videos that I just haven't gone back and, you know, most of them are. But some of them are going back and I listen and say, nah, that might cause me some problems if I say that. If I put that video up, because I was really feeling passionate about whatever the topic was. And then later on I said, nah, that was harsh. Not even harsh. I'm not a harsh person. Although, remember where I grew up and what the attitude is supposed to be there. That's harsh to me. And you listen here. You know, and I can do it. I could fake it. It's about the only rather, I don't even know if I'd call that histrionic, but yeah, in a way it would have to be, thing that I could say, how I could say it, is to be, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to infantilize you. I'm going to talk down to you too. You know, fight fire with fire. That kind of thing. It's just not me. It's making me laugh just saying it. But anyway, I don't know what channel I'll put this on. Maybe I'll put it on my main channel for a change. Nobody's watching it anymore. I have been not really, like I said, putting up videos. Too busy with other stuff, I guess. For a long while, for a couple of years now, really haven't done that many videos. And it could have been years now. Yeah, more than a couple. I don't know. I lost interest in it a while back. So, anyway, wrapping this up. Talk to y'all in another video. Bye.